All right, so I have my list of music that I purchased yesterday, May 1st, 2026, for Bandcamp Friday. And I wanted to share that with all of you guys. And as I was putting the list together, I realized, like, oh gosh, I've had like some close encounters with the majority of the bands on here, and it's kind of weird, and it's almost like, um, yeah, am I a stan? I don't care. I love most of the stuff on here, and I say most because some of it is kind of new to me. But I put a like an order on my spreadsheet because I am a nerd. And I'm just gonna go through by order and kind of give you like if there's background with me and like how I like found the band, blah blah blah. I'll give that. And it might be safe to play a little snippet. I mean, if anyone has a problem, just shoot me a message and I'll remove it. But I'll play a snippet of some of the music that I bought. So I'm gonna start with "Awaken" by CHARNEL, aka KP Bolden, um, aka my voice coach. I have to say I was somewhat disappointed because there was only a single available on Bandcamp, and I realized on other streaming platforms the whole album is available. So, Mr. Voice Coach, if you want to go ahead and slap the rest of your album on Bandcamp if possible, I'd love that. If not, I can do my due diligence and maybe just purchase the entire album via a different streaming platform. Anyway, let's go ahead and play a little snippet of "Awaken." I was pleasantly surprised. Like, yeah, I wasn't sure what to expect because KP is an extremely talented, multi-talented artist. So let's do a little snip of "Awaken." So yeah, when I first listened to it, I was like, oh my gosh, like I felt it in my ancestral soul. So yeah, I can't wait to listen to the full album. Sorry I haven't already listened to it, KP. I think I had trouble finding it, and that's why I asked you, like, do you have a Bandcamp? And that's how I found the single. So yeah, I love the explicit mix of um, the black classical music and metal. That to me it was astounding. Like I really felt it. So yeah, check out the single on Bandcamp, "Awaken" by KP Bolden, performing under his CHARNEL moniker. Um, yeah, definitely support. KP's out of I want to say Seattle or Portland. He's up in the Pacific Northwest, so check him out. All right, so we're going to move on to number 2 in the list. And bear with me because my mouse has a mind of its own. And we got 12 artists. Well, there's 12 sections here because I grouped some of the things. So number 2, okay, I think now we're kind of going into some local bands that I like. I absolutely love Skin Ticket. Actually, I want to say I can't remember the first time I heard them. I know the first time I tried to go to a show to see them, my ass was running on POC time and I completely missed their set. I was so upset about that. But I've since seen them a few times, play at like Yucca Tap Room in Tempe, um, as well as Nile in the basement. They played last night and I totally missed it because I should not be driving 45 plus minutes right now. Um, yeah, I got some health issues right now and it's really fucking with me. So I missed last night's show, but I always want to show my love and support for Skin Ticket. Um, check out definitely like their album. I think it's some of their other albums. This is one I realized I hadn't purchased yet. Uh, I've heard them play this song at a lot of their shows. What album is from? Yeah, Arizona hardcore. Definitely check out Skin Ticket if you haven't in the past. That's one of my favorite Arizona bands. Number 3 on the list we got, oh my gosh, mouse. Oh yeah, these are some more Arizona bands, and I said group these as number 3 because uh, Kenopsia and Demongrass played the Arizona Desert Death Fest a few years ago, and I knew like Kenopsia had played, and I had been wanting to get some of their music. Um, and Demongrass that sounded familiar, and I recently saw them play at the Freak Show that Rosetta Room had a few weekends ago. It was awesome. The Freak Show, they had vendors and different like acts. There was like this wrestling act, um, and then they had bands like playing in between. I'm like, why does Demongrass sound so fucking familiar? And they slammed. And as I was putting my list together, I wanted to reference like I know Kenopsia played Desert Death Fest because I remember talking to one of the guys in the band, and we follow each other on Facebook. I'm going to still hit you up once my music is like officially out there because right now it's just my vocal demo. But I was like, this is from a website because I helped with the flyer and stuff. I'm like, let me check if Demongrass played Desert Death Fest, and they sure did. They played day 2. So make sure you check out Kenopsia and Demongrass. Some Arizona favorites. They're smaller bands from what I understand. I wanted to see what genre they consider themselves because I don't want to mislabel anybody. Anyway, check out Demongrass and then Kenopsia. Let's play a little snippet from them. So Kenopsia is melodic death. Demongrass, there's doom metal, thrash, hard rock, that follows. Yeah, I actually see it. Okay, part of my problem is with music is I will find something that I'll really like, and then that's all I will listen to, like over and over and over. It'll be so hard for me to like listen to something else, and so I have not listened to Kenopsia, and I need to listen to that shit. Man, that shit was hard. Okay, let's move on. Okay, so we're still gonna be in the like Arizona um like theme here. So those 2 bands I know from Desert Death Fest. Number 4 is one of my favorites, and I'm such a nerd for Pig City. Um, so kind of background is like the I'm like really new to punk, hardcore, thrash. It's only been going on like 4 years now that I've been listening to these genres of music. Like previous to that was pretty much alternative, new metal, like shit like System of a Down is my all-time favorite. That was my first favorite metal band ever. And then like Tool and a lot of Maynard's projects, Pustifer. I listened to a lot of that. I like industrial, Nine Inch Nails, stuff like that. For like 20 plus years, that's like all I really listened to. But I was like always searching for like harder shit. And then one day, I've probably said this story a million times, but it means so much to me because it really is a note in my life. Is sitting right here working one day, YouTube's playing, Hey 56 comes on, and I can never remember if it was Capra that I found first or Gel, but those were the two first hardcore bands I had ever heard, and I'm like, what the fuck have I been missing out on? And so Gel was the first like punk show I've ever been to. It was a backyard show out in Phoenix. And then after that, I met Gord, and he like introduced me to a lot of this, like I would say the underground, like punk, hardcore punk, like thrash scene in the Phoenix area. So I want to say like the second kind of like DIY show I ever went to was a Pig City show. Sorry, I knew it took me a long time to get here. Pig City, Christmas Island. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna give Christmas Island. If you know, you know. And so that's how I know the Pig City. That's how I found out about them. And I believe we went to at least two shows at Christmas Island. And another band I found via Pig City was SaintBreaker, and they probably like are tired of me, and I don't care. Damn it! I'm gonna come to as many of your shows as possible. Like, kick me out if you're tired of me. And so SaintBreaker is like my absolute first ever favorite thrash band. Pig City is more like, I think they're more kind of like crust punk. So fucking talented. I've been to a lot of their shows. SaintBreaker is like crossover, thrash, hardcore, punk and metal. You will never be disappointed unless you're just extremely nitpicky about certain things. You won't be disappointed by a Pig City or SaintBreaker show. Check them out. So yeah, this Polemics album, I realized I didn't have that, and I'm like, oh, what the fuck? So I purchased that yesterday, and then I got SaintBreaker's self-titled EP as well. Moving on, so that was still an Arizona theme. What's next on the list? Okay, so kind of the segue here is, so SaintBreaker is my first like thrash band that I ever really listened to. And more recently, this is just a few weeks ago now, I wanted to see a SaintBreaker show, and D.R.I was playing. I'm like, okay, I need to check out D.R.I. And it's funny because like some of their stuff had been coming up in my like suggestions, like on YouTube, probably because of like Brutus Bathory and shit. And that damn Acid Rain song, oh my gosh, I heard that. I'm like, oh, this shit's hard. So I went to that show. I got some merch for Gord and I. And yeah, so I'm like, okay, let's see what music D.R.I has on Bandcamp. So I did purchase a vinyl, and that's on its way. So yeah, that's kind of how I got into D.R.I. I wanted to listen to more of their music, support them. That show was awesome, man. Oh man, that show was blasting. That pit was moving. They said, they're like, man, fucking Mesa's one of our favorite places to come. So yeah. Oh, and I met some people there. Um, and the chick I met, oh, she was so cute. She's like, I'm so adorable. And we started following each other on Instagram and chatting here and there about crafting and shows and stuff. So, Doll, I hope you made it to the Skin Ticket show last night. And if you did, I'm so sorry that I wasn't there, but I should not be driving. So the next step, it's like, okay, I want some more thrash in my life. And this was just a completely random, let me just search for thrash, and Nervosa popped up on Bandcamp, and the first song on the Slave Machine started playing. I was like, and then it got into, I was like, okay, yep, I'm getting this. So I got a Nervosa album. So the number 8 on the list, we have now exited Arizona land. That was thrash. Number 8, Lovers. So this is like flipping the script. Pussy Gillette. Oh my gosh, this band, I really love their style, their delivery. And it's so funny. So I have one of their records. I had bought like a merch package a while back from them. It was like a record, a bag, and a t-shirt. Um, and when I carry the bag, y'all gotta stop doing this. And when I say y'all know who the fuck I'm talking about. People be like, oh, is that you in the bag? And I'm like, bruh, we don't look nothing like. The only thing similar between me and this chick, me and the lead vocalist, I'm sorry, hun, that I don't remember your name. The only thing that we have in common is that we both have afros. We both have afros. I'm gonna bring this up on the screen. Like, she's fucking gorgeous, and believe me, like, I take it as a compliment. Like, oh, you think I look like her? Thank you, but like, my titties are like 10 times bigger than hers, and that is not like, that's not an insult. It's just a fact. Like, I think she's absolutely gorgeous. She has a gorgeous body, but honey, packing a little bit more. Um, so yeah, I think I have this Permanent Trash album, and I haven't listened to it because I need to get a record player that doesn't wobble. But I bought this Lovers, the Lovers. I think that's just a single. Oh no, it must be longer because it was $8. Got this yesterday. Let's play a little snippet. So yeah, check out Pussy Gillette. Love their delivery. Love their vibes. So fucking awesome. All right, next up on the list, a slight interaction with them is they were going to be, I think they were looking to play a show out here, but it was such short notice and I couldn't afford it. I would have loved if they could have played like a house show or something. I would love to like put on a show someday. I always talk about it, and I got so much going on. Next up, we got WEEDIAN. This was kind of a random one. Um, they're definitely like stoner metal. I like stoner metal type shit. So I'm like, let me get this. Get this. Check it out. Add some variety to my list here. Check out WEEDIAN. We're getting close. So the number 10, and we got 10, 11, and 12 left. Number 10, United Front. This is another random one. This is Oi. I got the cassette for this. See, I want some more Oi in my life. I think when I think and hear Oi, that to me is kind of like your quintessential like skinhead. And it really bothers me, like even today, and although I can't really blame people because I think this is a reason why I didn't get into punk earlier in my life is there are still so many people that think skinhead um, is racist, that skinheads are racist, and they don't understand that from my understanding, the the media confused um, skinheads with boneheads because boneheads appropriated the aesthetic of a skinhead. Um, because a skinhead, a true skinhead, like their whole thing is like anti-fascist, anti-racist. And so we need to educate ourselves. I think like part of me becoming an artist, and I say becoming because I don't do it full time. But as I am trying to increase my skills and polish my skills and actually become a full time artist, I think I have the responsibility to educate people. And so, yeah, like I think that's a whole video and like research in and of itself. So yeah, I wanted to get United Front, get some Oi in my life. So that was kind of a let's mix it up to my list. Number 11. Okay, we're getting close to the end, and y'all are gonna be like, "You are crazy, lady." Next to Ministry albums. I love Ministry. So kind of the story with me and Ministry is I saw that Melvin's was playing at, I want to say Crescent Ballroom. Melvin's was playing, and oh, Ministry, but there was, it was Corrosion of Conformity, and my boy Walt. He's a Corrosion fan. He used to actually play back in the day in North Carolina around the same time those guys were coming up. So he wanted to see Corrosion. I wanted to see Melvin's, and like I think Ministry was headlining, but it went over my head because I didn't know who the fuck Ministry was. And so when I was like, oh, what? Let's go check out the show. He's like, oh, cool, Ministry's headlining. Yeah, let's go check that out. And still over my head, I'm like, okay, whatever. I want to see Melvin's. We get there, and I hear Ministry play, and I'm like, what the fuck have I been missing out on? Like literally my entire life, because I believe they started back in like '82. That's when I was born in '82. So, oh my god, that show was juicy. They had like the gate and everything. That just blew my mind. So yes, Ministry fan here. I needed to buy some of their art, some of their music. All right, so then last but never ever least, my the artist for which was my very first ever goth album, Damien Hearse. I have been waiting for this Bandcamp Friday so that I could like go crazy and buy as much of your music as possible. So yes, I am riding your dick right now. I'm riding your dick right now. Oh my gosh. So again, I hadn't listened to a whole lot more of your stuff. Already had the Catman Vampire was the first album that I had purchased, first goth album, and then There was maybe one or two more I bought after that. And then I realized like you have put out a whole bunch of shit. I'm like, oh, I can't wait to buy this stuff. So yeah, so far on this list of stuff that I bought from Damien yesterday, we're living in a fascist society, so there's two tracks on this. The first one, for some reason, it stopped in like midway for me. I don't know if it was just on my phone or what. I need to figure out what's going on with that because that is my favorite version. And then the second track is like the Polemics version, which is still awesome. But the first one's my favorite. And for some reason, it's stopping midway when I play it, at least in my car. I haven't tried it inside the house or like download it or anything. But that's one of my favorites. That one, and there's another one. Crime is an awesome album. Songs in the Queue of Meat. Let's listen to just a snippet or two from how about my favorite one, the We're Living in a Fascist Society. I think it's so apropos at this time. Let me see if I can find it. We're living in a fascist society. Boom, 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 boom. It doesn't go like that. Definitely check out Damien, guys. I don't know if that makes me a baby bat or what, but definitely sparked my interest to listen to more goth music. And it's funny because people will look at me sometimes and think that I am goth, but I would not claim that I am because I don't listen to the music enough. I think I could totally see myself becoming goth eventually, but I'm like in my punk and hardcore metal and kind of like thrash phase right now. That intro, like I think it says more about me than anything that you keep on pushing our buttons, you low down sorry compromisers. I forget the guy's names like on the tip of my tongue, but I know who the preacher is. Like, oh my gosh, it's so horrible. It's an institution at the gates of hell. Kind of another thing with me and music is I try not to. This is probably going to sound really weird, but I'll go through phases where I try not to listen to too much music because I don't want it to. I don't want it. I don't want to. I'm not saying I don't want to be inspired, but I don't want to accidentally like. Okay, I have this in my head, and then that's what comes out of me creatively. If that makes sense, I don't want to like accidentally copy somebody, and I feel like if I listen to too much at once when I am in a creative space that somebody else's music might infiltrate my thoughts, if that makes sense. That's another reason why I have periods where I won't listen to a lot of stuff. And so like now I say that because like now I'm trying to learn my synthesizer and I don't want to be influenced by somebody's work and accidentally recreate what they've created. I hope that makes sense. I really want my creativity to come from my pure thoughts of this is what I hear. I don't know if that makes sense. And this is why I need to read more too, because sometimes I have trouble expressing myself. So yeah. Anyway, that was my Bandcamp Friday for May 2026. I hope I have inspired you all to, if you don't have a Bandcamp, get one. I think this is a great way to support artists directly. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Let me know if any of the artists or albums that I have on my list is something that maybe you have on yours or something that you want to add to yours. If you have any questions about like any of the bands that I've like actually met on here or like any of that, definitely feel free to reach out. But yeah, here's the full list in order in which I reviewed them.